Hi, thank you for everyone coming. We are recording this so we can share. I'm so excited that you're here. My name is Lori, and I am the host for this little product event, and we are glad you're here. We're glad you're watching the recording and the replay. So I'm going to get right to it. Let me pull up my notes here. Okay, so we're going to talk about the triplex, and that is our foundational gut health system. It's a three products designed to help body rebalance from the inside out. This is the Slim. It helps rebalance your gut microbiome, supporting healthy blood glucose levels and natural energy. It promotes growth and beneficial gut bacteria. It helps balance blood sugar and reduce sugar cravings, and it also supports steady energy and a healthy metabolism throughout the day. This one is BioCleanse. It is a gentle support for detoxification, and it keeps your digestive system regular. It promotes regularity without harsh stimulants. It provides magnesium and vitamin C for natural energy and cellular support, and it helps neutralize toxins that support the liver's cleansing function, which is wonderful. And this is the ProBio 5, I think the the star of the show. This is a unique probiotic. It has an enzyme blend that targets the root cause of gut imbalance rather than simply adding bacteria to your gut. So, the benefits are that it breaks down hard to digest yeast and biofilm that can disrupt gut balance. It delivers 5 beneficial probiotic strains and an enzyme. So, what makes this different? It is the enzyme. It is called chitosanase, and it helps remove the overgrowth of bacteria and yeast before it replenishes the goods. So this is like the scrubbing bubbles, or this is like the scrubbing bubbles. Yes, and this moves things out, and this feeds the good bacteria. So it works very well to clean out and restore and allows your gut to rebalance rather than just mask symptoms. All right, the next one we'll talk about is restore. So these three come together, and then we can add the the restore. And this is triplex and trim, I think, and there's also a balance with that. But so the restore works very beautifully alongside the triplex. It supports the liver, helping it helping the body gently release heavy metals and toxins, and can slow down energy, that the toxins that slow down energy and hormone balance. And it promotes cellular repair, restores brain clarity, and helps your body perform at its best by cleansing on a deeper level. So together, they help your body work in way in a way that it's designed to be clean, balanced, and full of energy from the inside out. And my favorite about this and the BioCleanse is that it helps me sleep. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let's see. I heard somebody knock at the door, but I don't see them.
It was probably me. I accidentally swiped out.
Oh, totally okay. All righty. So next is my friend Christy Tira. She has, I have known her for a year and a half or more. I think so. She's going to share with us why she started, why she stays, and what she loves about these products. So take it away, my friend.
Thanks, Lori. So it's really good to be with everybody here tonight. And I always like to start out by saying that every good and perfect gift comes from above.
Mm.
And that's exactly what these products have been to me. And I know to some of you that are on here for sure. And I know the rest of my team would tell you the same thing, that these gifts have truly been a gift and even an answer to prayer. And I know they have been for me. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I have been with Plexus for 10 years. And I've been married for 31 though, and we have 6 kids. I have a degree in exercise and sports science, and I've personal trained. I've been in the fitness industry most of my life. I don't personal train any longer, but I do teach aerobics and strength training classes at our local YMCA. And I'm also studying holistic health and nutrition. So I've just always had that interest, that desire to be healthy, to be, involved with exercise. I was in sports most of my life, growing up. So that's kind of been the pathway. And it was always a joke in our home with our 6 kids. After every child that I had, my husband would say, "Okay, what's the next exercise program we're going to do together?" Because he knew how important it was for me to get back into all my clothes in my closet and to feel good in my skin again. Because I always naturally gained a lot of weight whenever I got pregnant. That was just me. So, we did everything, the P90X. I mean, the latest and greatest that was out there, we did it. And I never had a problem until baby number 6. And after baby number 6, started in again, we were doing our exercise program. I was eating clean, got the first 25 pounds off, and then it stopped. And I still had an extra 25 pounds on me. And at first, I didn't think a whole lot about it, but it was not budging. Month after month would go by, and I'm going, what is going on? And I did not like what was going on within my body because, in addition to that, um, I found myself getting up out of bed in the morning and I could barely walk for like the first 20 minutes. My joints were so achy. And that really started to alarm me, what is going on here? And I just started evaluating like all the different things that were going on within my body. I had always been very irregular in the bathroom, and I know it's not something we like to talk about, but I will tell you that at least 80% of people that I come into contact with are either one way or the other. And for me, this is really bad, but I was only going to the bathroom once a week. I don't even know how I survived that way, and why I didn't get more sick than what I was. And I only contribute that to God, his protection, and probably that I was eating healthy and doing a lot of exercise. But I also noticed my monthly cycle was getting, of course, I'm in a different phase of life now, but go back 10 years, I still had my monthly cycle, and I would have all this brain fog for the first day. I was getting like all these cramps, very heavy flow, and it was just very difficult. And so, the first thought that came to me, because I was 43 when I had my last baby, it's just, we didn't plan it that way. It's just the way it happened. And I thought, well, I'm 43, right? I mean, that makes sense. But then I was like, there was just something within me. I'm like, there's something more to this. I just knew that there was something more. So I started praying and asking God for answers. That's what I do when I don't know what to do. And I was amazed that literally 3 weeks later, I didn't realize it was the answer at the moment, but I happened to be on Facebook, saw a friend of mine, she had a post, and I'm like, Plexus. What's Plexus? And what is she doing? I'm like, I want to know. And so I inquired and I asked her about it, and she shared, and I told her everything that was going on within my physical body. And she said, I really think this could help you. She told me it was all plant-based and natural. And I'm thinking, well, I have nothing to lose here. I mean, I was literally killing myself exercising, eating zero sugar, and that was my results. Okay. And so I got on board, and the first month I was regular in the bathroom for the first time in 20 years.
Wow.
And that's where I got my signature phrase telling people I never realized how bad I felt till I felt good. Because
Mhm.
literally, if that would have been the only thing it did, I'd still be on it today, which I still am on it today. But it did a lot more than that. So I also noticed month number 1 that I started just jumping right out of bed. and all the aches and pains were gone. And then it dawned on me that was inflammation. Okay. Go month number 4. And I had forgot to tell you that the bottoms of my feet would really hurt me as well. Month number 4, that was gone. Month number 4, I noticed that I couldn't even tell when my monthly cycle was coming. So the brain fog was gone, the heavy cramping, heavy flow, all gone. And by month number 6, I lost the 25 pounds and I kept it off. And that just made me a 100% believer in these products. No looking back. And it dawned on me that in college, we never learned about gut health. We never learned about, inflammation and glucose regulation, and that those 3 things and how they work together. That was not um, cutting edge science back then, but it is now. And so I just thought, gosh, if I would have had this kind of information back then when I was personal training, my clients they would have had amazing results too, because I realized that it took more than just exercise and eating clean, but that, our gut health was so key to being as healthy as we can possibly get. So that gave me a reason to start sharing with others. And I knew that whether it was a client or people that I just ran into every day, because it just seemed like everywhere I turned, everybody was dealing with something, and they still are. Whether they voice it or not, I can guarantee you they are. The second reason why I share these products, I never saw myself having a business. I never asked to have a business. I have no business background, sales background, zero. But I always desired making an impact upon people's lives. And when I started seeing by sharing these products, the turnaround in people's lives and their greater quality of life, their joy, just things that they couldn't do before, getting off of medications, the whole 9 yards, that in itself just gave me great pleasure and great satisfaction. But beyond that, this, for me, this business has become more of a ministry. So yes, to find better health, and yes, financial freedom, but also more purpose, personal growth, community, and a stronger walk with God. So it's been for all those reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing. But I just want to talk real quick, and this is the last thing before I turn it back over to Lori. I know what it's like to need extra income, even though I'm in a different season of my life right now. But I remember being forced to have to go back to work when I had a 4-week-old newborn baby and crying my eyes out for days and weeks, because we didn't have a choice. I had to go to work. We needed the money. I know what it's like to go into a grocery store and have to buy only what you need. You can't get any extras. I know what it's like to be behind on your bills or not to be able to pay your bills. And I won't go into the nitty-gritty details of those days, but it was really bad. And if I would have had this kind of a business where I could stay home and make extra income to make ends meet, it would have changed everything. So that's given me a heart to help people financially. And I know that this business opportunity provides solutions for time freedom and for financial freedom for families. So bottom line is this whole journey has just been so rewarding on all of the different things that you've just heard me share. And I've seen amazing transformations in people's lives on my team. There's one lady that has lost 100 pounds. There are people who were hospitalized over and over again for different things like PCOS or endometriosis, diverticulitis, that I have seen these products help. And also they're not on medications any longer, So I've also seen like the financial end of things, people who wanted to buy, let's say, Christmas gifts or go on vacations, things like that, that maybe they couldn't do before. This business, provided those means for them to do that. And it just gives me, like I said, great joy to be able to be a blessing to other people. So that's all I have, Lori.
I think that's wonderful. And 3 weeks, God answered your prayer in three weeks. That
It,
happened to me too.
Wow.
That happened to me too. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I can't tell you how many people have said that this has been an answer to prayer. I've heard that over, yep, and over again.
awesome.
So,
Yeah, that's awesome. So it took 6 months. So were you still exercising, eating clean?
I
Describe
was,
describe what you would eat in a day.
well, my husband says that I don't eat enough to stay alive. But that's not true.
But
That's
you
not
drink.
true. So like right now, I eat a lot of fruit in the morning, but even like back in those days, I probably didn't even eat as much fruit. I've always been actually the whole carbohydrate. You guys will probably be like, well, no wonder you didn't lose weight because I've always been a big carb eater.
Mhm.
Um, but that's worked for me, but not bad carbs, good carbs.
Mhm.
So like whole grain cereal, yeah, like for lunch, what would I eat? I mean, right, I can tell you what I eat now. I can't remember 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, tell you what do you eat now?
So right now for breakfast, I would probably eat, well, I always have my homemade orange juice because I love orange juice. So I always have like the freshly squeezed orange juice. Um, Sometimes I'll have something else with that, like maybe a yogurt and fruit in it. For lunch, like guacamole. Um, and then dinner, like stuffed pepper soup,
Hmm.
maybe like apples somewhere in between.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be a typical day for me.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Or
I don't.
a smoothie somewhere in the day. Yeah,
Okay, good. I don't feel so bad because
yeah,
that's about the way I eat. It's like, well, maybe I should be eating more, but yeah, no, I don't. I don't want more,
yeah,
and I have the protein,
yeah,
and I'm good. Yeah.
yeah.
So anybody else have another question? Yes, Misty.
Okay, I might have missed it, but what were the exact products that you started on?
Right now, I did not say the products I started on, so that's a very good question. It's actually the ones that Lori went over in the beginning, the triplex. So the Slim, the ProBio 5, the Bio Cleanse, but I also started on X Factor Plus because I had a lot of hormonal things going on. And so like the Slim and the X Factor, those two are key, for hormones for sure. Now,
Awesome.
obviously the Restore would be good for that too, but they didn't have the Restore back then.
Yeah.
So I do take the Restore now and I absolutely love it.
Hmm. Yeah, the X Factor Plus vitamins are phenomenal.
They really are. They
Yeah.
really are because I now am going through menopause and I always tell people I'm breezing through menopause.
Hmm.
Sure, I get an occasional hot flash, but I hear women talking about living with hot flashes all day long. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
Thank God. Like I feel very, very thankful that I don't, and the other areas too, like the irritability or like the weight gain, achiness, I don't have any of that. And I contribute that to, obviously, yes, your diet is going to play into it somewhat. I
Hmm.
think exercise definitely helps, but uh, your food can only do so much. And so these products make all the difference.
Hmm.
They do what your food cannot.
Hmm. So if you were coming from, like you said, you had a lot of pain in your feet. uh,
Hmm.
I know that when I started, I did too. I would just get out of bed in the morning and they would pound, first putting them on the floor, they would just pound until I get, to the potty. And I don't know, I don't know what was going on, but they would just pound and they were puffy. And when I started, they had run me through every machine and given me every blood test, and I was negative for everything, but my numbers they weren't bad enough to medicate. But so talk to the person who just feels like their feet pound. They have the brain fog, they hurt certain hours of the day, and just maybe explain how the Slim helped and the Restore helped you feel better?
Yeah. So, well, like I said in the beginning, I didn't have the Restore, but I know that the inflammation, there's an anti-inflammatory ingredient in the Slim for sure. And then gut health in itself. Your body holds a lot of inflammation, when your gut is not where it should be.
Mhm.
So by getting your gut in check, and just by having some of these ingredients that are added in that take care of the inflammation, it's just kind of like a domino effect. And it didn't take long. Like I said, I mean, I noticed a difference the first month because not only did of course, the feet took me a little bit longer than the rest of my body, but inflammation was definitely leaving as my gut was being fed with the good bacteria
Mhm.
from the Probio 5 and the Slim. Um, and then the bad bacteria and toxins were being moved out. Inflammation was leaving my body
Mhm.
quickly. But it is a process, and I think everybody is different. You have to give it a good 3 months to start with. And I don't know if you've heard this, but I've heard that for every year that you deal with something, give it a month. I don't know if you've ever heard that,
Oh, I have not, but
but I
that's
have heard that. And so, like, to that point, the one girl on my team who had dealt with diverticulitis, it took her a good year until she was completely off of her medications, no more hospital stays. But it was severe, like what she had. So that's my point. Like, if you've really been dealing, like, I didn't have any disease.
Mhm.
Okay. I think it was leading that way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
But she did. And so
Mm.
that's why it took her a little bit longer than what maybe it took me.
Mhm.
So that's something that people need to keep in mind.
Yeah, because your numbers hadn't gotten to the medication level. So from
hmm
what I understand, it's when it get um our allopathic medicine, we depend a lot on blood work. When it's when you need the blood, that means it's already gotten into your organs, right? But we can back it up um and deal with the things before we get to the organ damage.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think we're good. Yeah. All righty. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'm going to stop this, and I don't have the option to stop it. Here we go. I do have the option to stop it.